For more than 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter in our community. From our studios in St. Clair, you're watching Focus with Paul Dingeman.
Well, happy January to you. Nice to see you in 2024. What a number. I'm just amazed at that number. And then we're all here in 2024. The first show of the year is an exciting show because we've got the St. Clair Rec Department with us, and they have got some exciting news about a place called Klecha Park. Therese Hawkins, welcome back for the first guest of the 2024.
Nice to be here.
What is happening in a place called Klecha Park?
Well, we thought maybe it was time to do an update because last year in the spring we had a community outreach meeting where we kind of proposed this idea to redesign Klecha Park.
Redesign it?
Yes.
Okay.
So I will go back a little bit. Ever since the Little League moved to Legacy Park, which we figured
probably
was
15, 16 years ago.
That probably is, yeah.
It changed the use
Yep.
of Klecha Park, and that's probably how long our Rec Commission has been working on the redesign of Klecha Park, because it's always been in our master plan. It comes up at every meeting. It's like, how do we approach this? What do we do to make the park meet the changing needs?
Let's go back for those people that don't know what a Klecha Park is.
Exactly.
When did it start? What was it?
Here's our historian for Little League, Karen Foley.
Well, it was probably mid-50s. It was
Okay.
the original Little League facility. I think it started with one field, then eventually there were 3 fields there.
Okay.
And Little League just outgrew that corner,
Yep.
and we spent probably 5, 6, 10 years trying to find property for the new Little League development. And we finally found it, and we developed. Now we have 9 fields out there, if I recall correctly.
Wow.
Legacy Park
Legacy
out on
Park
Fredmore
now has
Highway.
9 fields, so once Little League left Klecha Park, it kind of just sat there.
Okay. Klecha Park did.
Klecha
Yeah.
Park did.
Okay.
So now it's time to redo it for the neighborhood.
The Legacy Park, is St. Clair Rec Department still involved in day-to-day operation of Legacy Park?
I mean, we have a partnership with the Little
Okay,
League, so
you do.
our DPW will
Okay.
go out there and help with some of the things. We are developing a sledding hill
Yep.
out at the park, so that again is a partnership because the land was purchased by the city, but then the Little League purchased 25 acres for their
Oh, wow.
development. So all along it's been a partnership agreement, and we still help each other out.
Okay, very good.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's go back to the recreation.
Master plan and
Yeah.
the redesigning. So I will say in 2022, a resident like Mike Barnum here came and he, said we need a splash pad, and he can talk about that, some of the reasons why he thought we needed that. And that really, since it's been in our master plan and everything, we said, let's do this. Let's figure out the best location for a splash pad.
Okay.
And we put together a committee of residents, and we had a leadership team which had some of the council members on it, Rec Commission and things like that. And I think it was our first meeting. We talked about different locations, but by the end of the first meeting, we all agreed that Klecha Park would be the ideal location for the
So-
splash pad.
So Mike, you came along with an idea just for a splash pad.
Right.
And then it developed through conversation to say, hey, the
And-
location is
yeah.
really cool down here. We've got the property, we've got the space. Let's develop
let's
it.
do
Talk
it,
to me
yeah.
about your idea.
Well, what I did was I was thinking for a long time. It was with my brother that I was thinking about because he was a police officer in town, and then
Chief.
and he retired as a police chief in town. And so, what I wanted to do, he had passed away in 2020, and I was trying to think what we could do, like in memory of him. And so I thought of a splash pad. So what I did was I talked to Therese and I talked to Mayor Cedar and said, what can we do to have a splash pad? I'd really like to see something like that in town. I said, we need something like that. And so Therese says, we're having a meeting, can you come and talk? And so I just came in and I said, this is what I'd really like to do. Is there any way that we can figure out a way that we can raise money to have a splash pad and where we could locate it or anything? And they had mentioned about Klecha Park.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I heard that, I said, perfect.
Yep, we're all on board.
Yep, I said, that is perfect to have it like that. And it's great, too, because it's on the south side of town.
Right.
And it builds it up for the neighborhood and everything. And I said, couldn't be any better.
Better spot.
Yep.
Before we went on the air, you guys were talking about the fact that so many people are new to the community, and you're finding out now people are saying, what was Klecha Park? They don't know. They're new.
Where is
And
Klecha Park?
Where is Klecha Park?
Yeah, which I think you have a map.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
throw up
Got a
throw up
graphic.
the some of those pictures there. Let's start with the map. Okay.
So it is on the south end of town.
Okay.
So across the drawbridge, by next to Hillside Cemetery. It's
Right.
on the corner of Gough and Palmer Street, which are two side residential streets. So it's just kind of tucked in there, and it's been there all along for Little League, and now
Since the
it's more of a
50s.
Since the
neighborhood
50s, yeah.
park. But like I said, we knew that it had to change its use to meet the community needs. So that's why we're calling it Recreate Klecha Park as our project. So
And the first part of it, as we see in this picture, is creating a splash pad.
the splash pad was our #1 priority for our rec commission, because we thought that would make it a community destination.
Okay.
Because we have playgrounds and we do have some ball fields and athletic facilities other places. So splash pad was the #1 priority, and then we need to replace our playground equipment. The playground equipment there is
There's
about
a shot there of the playground equipment.
30
Let's
years
take a
old.
look at that. There you go. Let's hold that
Yeah.
picture up for a minute. So you're going to redo the baseball field.
Yep. We don't have a picture, but put in a new picnic pavilion,
Okay.
and then make improvements to the major league field. So we wanted
Oh,
to
okay.
keep that history there,
Yeah.
because we like the idea, like the next generation can play a game over at Klecha Park. We talked to the Little League, and they said maybe they'll do some throwback games there.
Yeah.
So that you can play this at the same field that your father played at, or your
grandpa.
mom, your grandpa, and that. So plus, we just want kids to be able to play ball if they want
Yeah,
to.
yeah.
It doesn't have to be organized. And the other thing, again, I don't think we have a main picture. We wanted to put in some type of court, the basketball courts there. But
Okay.
as a rec commission, this is one design change that we made a decision on, is that we would like to look into putting pickleball courts.
Oh, that's a
At
good
the
idea.
site, yes.
Yeah. An
So-
outdoor pickleball court.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yep.
At least 2 fenced in, because that's a growing sport, adds
Yeah.
another, well, pickleball really is being played by everyone now.
Right.
But, and then what was real important to us is to make the park also accessible, so to have a connecting pathway throughout the park so that you could get to all the different features, improve the parking, handicap parking, and all of that too. So since our community outreach meeting, we have been working on grants
Oh, okay.
and
Money.
Yes,
Money.
getting funding for this project, because it's over $1 million.
$1 million bucks.
Project. Yes, when you add
So
everything.
this is not a little, let's
No.
get the guys
No.
together on the weekend
Nope.
and
No,
bring
no,
your
no.
shovel.
No.
So we've applied for some grants. At one time, there was a DNR grant, Spark grant, and we did apply a couple of times for that, but we didn't get those grants. So we did get some local grants, though.
Okay.
The Community Foundation of St. Clair County, they have given us a grant to cover some of the accessibility a portion of the project.
Okay.
They gave us a $140,000 grant.
140,000.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. And they said that's one of their priorities, and they thought that might be a harder sell because people want to put their name on a splash pad or
Yeah.
a playground, but
Right.
maybe not sidewalks and handicap parking
Right.
and all that. So
Right.
they looked at that and said that fits their
Yeah.
goals and priorities. And then we also got a St. Clair County Parks and Recreation millage grant So we get local money every year
Yep.
from our county millage, but they also have some special funds.
Oh,
So
okay.
we get $30,000
Okay.
from the St. Clair County, and that's going towards the pathway, the splash pad, and what's the other one? Oh, and the courts, whatever athletic courts there, because those were special projects that they have additional funding for. And then I will say, Monday at our city council meeting, we will have a big announcement of another grant that we're going to receive for our splash pad.
Okay.
So we're going to have to wait until Monday
That's fine. That's fine.
for that announcement. And I think we're going to have a follow-up focus show
Okay.
on that particular donation because it's a significant
Substantial.
amount. Yes.
That's
Yes,
wonderful.
That will definitely help us go forward.
So you're approaching $1 million expense
Mm-hmm.
to rejuvenate the whole area, the fields and the
Yes.
park, and add a splash pad.
Yes.
And how close do you think you'll be after Monday?
We will be, and there are some local city funds. We would
Yeah.
be halfway there.
Oh, okay, good.
Yeah.
So the community
Maybe a little
can
bit
still,
more. Yep.
the community can still donate, the community still get involved.
Yes, we
Yeah.
actually, late January, early February, that's when we're going to do our community launch.
Okay.
But I want to make it clear, you can donate anytime. We're set up here at City Hall. You can come in and make a donation. You can contact us, make it in person, or we can make arrangements for anything online. If
Over
you're
the
an
years, you-
individual or an organization or a group, if you want to get involved, we can
Oh,
take it now. But
Yeah,
we are
over
going
the
to
years,
kind of do
you've
it launch.
had park benches, you've had
Exactly.
cement,
Right.
bricks
Yeah.
that you
Yeah.
were putting
Yeah.
in parks and stuff. So the money will come.
Yes.
I have no doubt.
This is a very generous community, and
Right.
they've always supported all of our parks. St. Rotary Club is getting involved
Yeah.
with a storybook walk at the park. And then we've also had some fundraisers, like either by people that we've known, like Mike kind of coordinated one with the DTE Bell River Athletic Club.
Yep.
They had a car show in the spring.
Yep.
And the 50-50 raffle money went towards
Oh,
this
great.
project.
Great.
And we did the Jake Cronenworth Detroit Tiger
Yep.
trip in the Women's Life chapter, let me get it right, 814. They did a fundraiser as part of that. Offshore boat race weekend, we did a 50-50 raffle, and we took in over $2,000 there.
Wonderful, wonderful.
And we've had individuals that have donated already to the project. The Holy Family Episcopal Church Thrift Shop gave us a
Wonderful.
donation, and Plains LPG Services Gas Company, they
Okay.
gave us a donation. And the Historical Museum in the spring is going to do one of their presentations on the history of the St. Clair Little League.
Oh, good.
So that will tie in with the park, and if it works out, we're going to do that at the park and
Oh,
promote
pretty
that.
great
and-
idea. Great.
And that,
Karen,
so
your husband Tom was instrumental in the Little League for how many years? He was president.
Right, for 24, maybe.
Only a
25 years.
couple years,
Only
24
yeah,
and 25.
Once you get, that's
Yeah.
how long she's
Been on the Rec Commission,
Rec Commission too. Yeah.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah.
So it's really a community thing. So
Yeah, and when we say donations, it could be services, because
Yeah.
we've had a lot of contractors say, I'll come out there and help build something. Maybe our picnic pavilion could be a community build, or we can incorporate that into our playground. So it could be materials, services, volunteerism, anything like that. So,
Can you put the picture of the splash pad back up, fellas? And let's talk about the splash pad itself. It's
Okay.
pretty big, pretty good size, isn't it?
yes, 25,000 square foot.
25,000.
2,500.
2,500,
2,500.
yeah. 2,500. Yeah.
We want to be bigger than anybody. 2,500, excuse me. And so if you look at the picture, you can see it's just a concrete surface
Pad.
there. And you can put as many in-ground and above-ground features on the playground or the splash pad as you can fit. You can design it. It can be a theme-based, so you could have special features, customized features, and things like that. So we want a variety for all ages.
Yeah.
And it's a flat surface, and we'll have the pathway there, so it'll be all accessible and things like that. So that's will be the fun part, is making those decisions
Oh, yeah.
on what kind of features we want, and if we want to customize some features for the park and the neighborhood and that. So that's
Maybe you
like
can
our
steal
next
the
step.
idea from Greg Park. When you did the Imagination Station, you went to the schools and asked the
Yes,
kids.
to get the ideas, yes,
what
like
ideas.
what they want to see
Yeah,
there and
yeah.
get their input and things like
Now-
that. So that's what I'm looking forward to.
As a guy who talks about, I don't know much about mechanical, but is the water recycled?
It's a flow-through system, which we got corrected. We were calling it something else. So it'll be tied in right into our water
Okay.
system.
to the
The
water
water
Yes.
water
will
system.
just drain into the ground, so we
Yes.
don't have to treat it with
So it won't be like
okay.
a treated chlorine. Yes.
No chlorine and
No.
none of that.
Right.
Right, yep.
So
that's a
they'll
save.
still have to. We'll have
Yes.
to have a mechanical
small mechanical room
pumps
and
there,
pumps.
room there for the splash pad and all
Thank
that.
God
but
for Bill Karras.
that's right. Yeah. And
That's
Joe
And
Karras
Joe.
did.
Yeah, yep.
So I don't know. I think we covered everything. Like I said, we'll have some follow-up interviews with you and keep
So,
people posted.
Coming up this coming Monday, which is the 8th
8th of January. Yep.
There's going to be a big announcement at City Council about a donation.
Yes.
And we'll have you back to get more details on that when
Yes.
it's publicly announced. But from this point forward, you need people, you need support.
Yeah, I would say if you are interested, contact us, or now would be the time where we can get the donations, because the donation that we were going to receive helps with the splash pad, but we also have the playground
Yeah.
and the ball field and
There's
everything
basketball
else.
courts.
Y-
Yeah.
Yes, Paul, there's so much that's going to be added to that park, because you're going to have shade areas where people can sit in
Oh,
the shade,
okay.
and that you'll have your benches and walkways and
They all cost money.
yes,
Yeah.
and anyone can throw in change out of your couch. You can we don't care. Every little bit helps in that. And
The ashtray in the car.
Yeah, clean
And
out your
that's-
car.
Yep,
Yeah.
exactly. So it all helps in that, and I think this is another positive thing in St. Clair. Is fantastic to see what's going on in St. Clair. And
Mr.
it's-
Barnum, thanks for coming up with the idea.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you for having me.
And ladies, I think it's a great effort and a great job for the the commission. And
Yep, finally.
Yes. It's taken a while.
any other comments?
Nope, just feel free. We do have information on our website, stclairrec.com, and we're working on even having a QR code where you could scan and make a donation right there on site at the park or online. You
Oh,
don't have to come
good,
into, but
good.
you're welcome to come into City Hall too.
And another thing too, that we had talked to Neiman's,
Yep.
Yes,
and the
they're-
QR code that we were talking about, we'll have these cards like this and show everything about it. And then they said what they'll do is we'll bring them over to them and they'll put them in every shopping bag.
Oh my! That's
Take it
wonderful.
home.
Yeah, so they can see that.
That's community.
That
Yep,
is,
it is.
that's St.
That's
Clair.
great.
Yep.
That's community. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's your marching orders. You got to save some money from the nickel and dime taking the bottles back and all that kind of good stuff, and donate it to the Klecha Park redo. That's about it for this edition of the Focus program. Thanks very much for tuning in. Happy New Year. See you next week.
Thanks for watching Focus with Paul Dingeman. Focus is produced at the CTV Community Television Studios in St. Clair. For over 20 years, CTV has captured the moments that matter to our community.